Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we have a John Doe found in Chatham County, Georgia, estimated age 60 to 99 years old and estimated to be about 6 foot tall. Found April 14th, 2008. No estimated PMI or year of death is mentioned. Skeletonized remains, fully clothed, largely remained intact. Believed to be a campsite, possibly homeless, which means he may not even have been reported missing. Woods near Lazaretto Bridge, Tybee Island, Chatham County. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce that correctly, some of it. Doesn't mention hair color. Clothing present. Doesn't mention any description of the clothing or the sizes or shoes or sizes. Just says clothing present. Why? Anyway, could you be more vague? But at least we have the age 60 to 99 estimated. Okay, so the first person I found is not 60 years old. They're 52 years old. Warren Allen Presley went missing from Kennesaw, Georgia. And I have that as an hour and a half away because I don't think he actually went missing from Kennesaw. Let's look into it. Height 6'5" to 6'8". That's crazy tall, isn't it? Let's see. Warren Allen Presley has been missing and his whereabouts unknown to his family since on or about November 21st, 1999. He intended, forgive my voice because I've been sick. He intended to spend the night. I've been sick for a couple of weeks, so. He planned on spending the night, November 21st, at the Riverview Hotel on St. Mary's Island, Georgia. Although there was a reservation for him on the night in question, he never arrived at the hotel. A police search of the area was unsuccessful. However, his 1999 Chrysler Sebring was located at the St. Andrews picnic area on the south end of Jekyll Island after his family received a letter from Warren directing her to the location of the abandoned vehicle with the instructions to retrieve 2 large boxes and 1 small box from the trunk of the car. The family was instructed not to open the boxes but to return them to a friend, stating the contents of the boxes belonged to said friend. A private investigator was hired to help locate Warren, but both the investigator and the police were unsuccessful in their efforts to locate him. He's never been found or heard from again. Was the letter even from him? What was in the boxes? Warren was legally declared dead through the death in absentia laws in 2004. Sandy-colored hair, brown eyes, eyeglasses. No clothing mentioned or description. So that's only about an hour and a half away. I just put Chatham County, Georgia, and Jekyll Island. I should have put Lazaretto Bridge, Tybee Island, right? I wonder if that would even make a difference. I should have put that. I don't know why I didn't. Maybe because you... We'll do it this way. Oh, that makes it longer, but then it depends on if you're driving or walking. So, yeah. I'm just going to leave it that way. But just that way you know the Tybee Island's right there. Okay, so the next one, Charles Robert Romer. Now, what was the age? Was 60 to 99? He's 73 years old, and he's 5'11", which is close to 6 foot tall. He went missing from Brunswick, Georgia, and what do I have? Oh, yeah, it says an hour and 12 minutes. 1980, April 8th, 1980. Him and his wife. He went missing with his wife. They disappeared shortly after checking into the Holiday Inn located along I-95 and US 341 in Brunswick, Georgia. The couple was traveling from their winter home in Miami, Florida, to their home in Scarsdale, New York, in their car. They checked into the hotel. They took their belongings to their room. I'm skimming through this. You can pause it and read it. An officer recalled seeing the couple's car south of Brunswick, parked near a group of restaurants like they were going to go out to eat. On Friday, April 11th, the hotel manager notified police that the couple's room had not appeared occupied, like they never slept in the beds, since they had initially checked in. A massive search was conducted of the back roads and swamps. Helicopters and divers were used, but no clues as to whereabouts of the couple or their car was ever found. And I believe somebody said she was carrying a lot of expensive jewelry with her as well. Like, I might have read it on the Charlie Project or somewhere. He had gray or partially gray hair, thinning. And then there's the vehicle description. The car's never been located. It's possible they could have drove off into the water on accident or something, right? And then we have Randall Palmer, Brunswick, Georgia, same area, 56 years old, 6 foot tall. Date of lost contact, August 28, 2000. Doesn't really give any information about his disappearance. Partially gray hair, brown eyes, and no clothing description. So he went missing around that area as well, and that's only about an hour to an hour and a half away. Then we have Jimmy Lewis Rogers. He was only 37 years old, so he doesn't fit the age range, and I wanted to leave him in anyway. I have a lot of people that I left in. May 1st, 2003, 5'8" to 5'11". Last seen May 1st. Family has not heard from him since. Sandy colored hair, green eyes. Really doesn't give you much information at all. Okay. Charlie Project doesn't have his birthday. He may use the name Jimmy Lewis. Last seen Dublin, Georgia. Never been heard from since. Really no information. And so I guess that's about 2 hours away. David Lewis Shand. He went missing from Johns Island, South Carolina. 54 years old, 5'10" to 6 foot tall. So he's not quite 60 years old, but definitely worth leaving in. January 1st, 1991. He went missing after having an altercation with his family sometime between 1991 and 94. So they're not even sure the date he went missing. It has been reported by the family that he is dead. This has not been confirmed by law enforcement. Law enforcement was not made aware of this until 2013. Wow, brown hair, brown eyes, possibly wears glasses. So he had an altercation with his family, and I wonder if that's how he died. I don't know, because there's really nothing in there. So this is about 2 hours away. You see this island and that island, so it's possible that, I don't know, that could be him or not, right? James Marion Hegidio, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that right, Vienna, Georgia, 1982, 61 years old and 5'11", so he does fit the description. Last seen December 13th, 1982, partially gray hair, hazel eyes. Vehicle is mentioned, license plate MMD 667, 1977 Ford Thunderbird, blue. So, Vienna, Georgia, 3 hours away. And Joseph Kreiner, he was 6'7", so he's too tall. He's about 57 years old. but I decided to leave him in anyway. Disappeared while en route to visit his family. He had spoken to them by telephone, promised to meet them on Father's Day, left his Marietta home, never arrived in Augusta, Georgia. No trace of him or his car has ever been found. You think he pitched up a hitchhiker or drove into the water? What do you think happened? Partially gray hair, blue eyes. Wore expensive clothing. Oh, I think he's a John Doe somewhere, but I don't know for sure. But maybe not. 2.5 hours away. And which direction was he going? Marietta, Georgia to Augusta, Georgia. Where is Augusta at? Oh, yeah, that's where he was headed. So, I don't know. Harry Eugene Plyler, Pageland, South Carolina, 63 years old, 5'10", February 20th, 2003. Unknown, last heard from at 10 p.m. at his home in the vicinity of the 930 block of Mangum School Road in Pageland, South Carolina. His son arrived to take him to an appointment the next morning and found the back door open. His vehicles, his personal belongings, they were all there. Some items were turned over in the house, and a shotgun blast was found in the living room wall. His insulin was laid out as if preparing for his shot. He is a diabetic and needs medication. Gray or partially gray hair. Birthmark on calf shaped like a fish. Wow. And that is about 4 hours away. Okay, the next one I have is William Robert Johnson, Greenville, South Carolina, 71 years old, 6 foot tall, September 2005. Last seen in the area of Sangamo Drive, forgive me, I don't know how to spell that, Greenville County, South Carolina. Gray, partially gray hair, blue eyes. Blue and green checkered shirt and blue dress pants. So, 4 hours and 11 minutes away. That's pretty far. Elliot Roundtree from Atlanta, Georgia, 56 years old, 5'10" to 6 foot tall. Last heard from as he was leaving the vicinity of the 3700 block of Ashford Dunwoody Road in Atlanta, Georgia. His vehicle is also missing, described as dark blue four-door 1998 Pontiac Bonneville with Georgia license plate APB 7793. Where was he headed to? Partially gray hair, brown with graying hazel eyes. Possibly carrying a burgundy briefcase, rimless glasses with thick lenses, possibly wearing a watch. And that's 3.5 hours away. So, William Howard McSwain, Greer, South Carolina, 75 years old, 6'3", missing September 25th, 2001. Unknown circumstances. He was walking near his home. He never returned. He was last seen in the vicinity of Highland and Mason Street in Greer, South Carolina. His medical condition, needs medication, also needs breathing assistance from an oxygen bottle. Gray, partially gray hair, hazel eyes. Tattoos on both forearms and upper right shoulder. Aqua blue and white striped shirt, blue Dickie work pants, white athletic shoes with black soles, glasses wears occasionally, and a watch. And that is 4 to 5 hours away. One says 4:17 and one says 5 hours. Long ways away. Lewis James House. I don't know how to pronounce that city. Toccoa, Georgia. 51 years old, 1972, 5'11". Left his home on the morning of Tuesday, April 18th, to meet with an acquaintance in Austell. He was last seen at the Seadrift Motel in Clearwater, Florida. On Wednesday, April 19th, 1972, foul play was suspected after the bill of sale for his Cadillac and the deed for his property in Florida were determined to have been forged. Anyone with information on the disappearance of Lewis House is encouraged to contact Special Agent Deborah Loving of the GBI. And there's a phone number. Brown hair, blue eyes, and no picture. Partial denture, previous underwent appendectomy, glasses. So he went from Georgia to Florida. Wow. I wonder. I mean, 1972, that's a long time. Donald Eugene Risen, forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that right. Reason. 68 years old. May 19th, 1997 went missing. He was 6 foot tall. Carrollton, Georgia. That is 4.5 hours away. Let's see. Last seen at 107 Stony Brook Drive, Carrollton, Georgia, May 19th, 1997. Brown hair, blue eyes, dark colored or beige pants, and a gray jacket, dark colored shoes. Wow, they're really not giving much details, but at least there's a picture. No circumstances, really, right? Larry Cornell McLeod, he is African American, it appears, but I decided to leave him in for some reason. He's only 5'7", and he's only 41 years old, so he's shorter, wrong color, and he's too young, but I decided to leave him in. Hardyville, South Carolina. McLeod was last seen by his family in the Hardyville area of Jasper County, South Carolina. He was living in an abandoned house with no power at the time that he vanished. His disappearance was not even reported until May 23rd, 2.5 months after he vanished. All of his personal belongings were left behind at his residence. He occasionally left Hardyville and moved to Savannah, Georgia for short periods. Some accounts state that he vanished in February of 2001. They don't even know when he went missing. Black receding hairline, mustache, small goatee, brown eyes. They don't even know when he went missing, and he could have been headed to Savannah. So there's Chatham County to Hardyville. That's only 32 minutes away. He was only 32 minutes away when he went missing. 2001, 5'7", 41 years old, an African American male. So yeah, he's definitely worth leaving in. And they don't even know when he went missing. So, yeah. And this is another African American male. He's only 42 years old. He went missing from Beaufort, South Carolina. Jackie Robinson, 6'2". He walked outside to wait for his ride. He needs medication. He walked outside to wait for his ride and disappeared. How do you walk outside to wait for your ride and just disappear? Obviously, doesn't that mean he got in the car with them and left or something? I don't know. Unless he never made it outside and something happened to him in the house. You would think either something happened to him in the house or he got in the car with somebody and something happened. Because he's not just going to walk outside and disappear, is he? Maybe get a ride from somebody else. I don't know. Large knots on face and back of head. That means somebody beat the crap out of him recently, right? Why does he have large knots on his face and back of head unless something happened to him? I have questions. I have so many questions. Possibly wearing dark cargo pants, dark colored button down shirt, or a t shirt. 1999. And that's an hour and 12 minutes away from hour and 12 minutes to hour and a half. Wow. So those are the missing persons that I have. And this is the John Doe that I have. So if you have any information about who this John Doe might be, or what might have happened to any of those missing persons. People drink and they talk and they tell you things, and later they're like, I take it back, I take it back. I didn't mean it, it wasn't true, I just made it up. Whatever. I just feel like if somebody's been drinking and talking and telling you stories and you have information, contact authorities, let them know. Let them decide what's relevant and what's important. Then you don't have to worry about was it true or was it false. You can let authorities decide that kind of information. So even if you're not sure, if you heard it through the grapevine, you're not sure if it's true, you're not sure if it's relevant, let authorities decide what's true and what's relevant. And don't forget to pray for their families and their loved ones, because these are all people that have families and that love them. It's somebody's father, somebody's brother, somebody's uncle, somebody's son. People love them and care about them, and they haven't had closure. So don't forget to pray for them. Feel free to leave comments, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.